Anyin, bonjour, hello. I'm geometric beadwork artist Nico Williams. I'm Ojibway from Aamjiwnaang First Nation, and I have been practicing beadwork in Ojibwe, Montreal since 2014. I had walked into a store on Rue Saint Denis, and it was the first bead store. It's closed now, but you can get the materials online. And I just remember falling in love with the material, the colors, the finishes. Oh, I just loved it, and I had to have it all. And from there, I started experimenting and creating the forms you're familiar with today in my practice. My relationship with the Montreal Museum des Beaux-Arts started in 2019 when they acquired Bandolier Bag 2. It was a part of their permanent collection. It was great news to hear when the commercial gallery called me up and told me that I was going to be a part of that collection. It was a great honor, actually. And that work was originally inspired by bandolier bags created by Ojibwe ancestors along the shores of the Great Lakes. I had seen them and I fell in love with the beauty and the meticulous accuracy that they were able to put on these bags prior to having studios or computer technology. And from those bags, I learned how to bead patterns differently. I do a weaving technique, but they're always there, and I wanted to pay respect to the ancestors with that work. There's also one pattern missing on it, and that is intentional, because that is for the women who are not here to bead with us today. Well, I've been busy working on a series for an upcoming exhibition at the Montreal Contemporary Art Museum, the MAC, and that will be in the fall. So I've been working on a series of scratch tickets for that exhibition. I was attracted to the material object of it because it was vibrant in color and it was made to attract people. And those objects have pretty loaded context to them. And I'm also working on a fully beaded sash for an exhibition in Toronto in 2021. And that will be a fully beaded sash exploring relationship to water and the communities that surround the Great Lakes. COVID-19 has been a difficult but exciting time. This summer I was supposed to be going to London, UK, Scotland. I was supposed to head out to British Columbia to give a talk, and I was supposed to be in an exhibition in Singapore. But when I packed up my studio and took it back to the home, it was a nice time to reflect on all the artistic experiences I've had over the years, and also to think about future relationships that we build with other arts organizations, like being from the Indigenous community and bridging them. Well, having a material that is so accessible and small, it's easier to come up with projects for the future. And I've done many community-based projects, and I was excited when the Fee Foundation contacted me for an upcoming project I'm going to have with them in September. And we're going to be inviting the public to weave along together while staying home and safe. While I believe the Montreal Museum des Beaux-Arts could certainly add more to their collection by acquiring work created by two-spirited individuals, queers, people of color, and more strong Indigenous women, they do have a good selection of work there. And I remember this work, it's called Mixed Blessing by Rebecca Belmore. And I was so inspired when I first saw that piece. It's this figure sitting on the ground, sort of kneeling, and it had this beautiful beaded line coming out of the hair, and on the back of that sculpture was this message that really spoke to me. And it talked about being Indigenous, it talked about being an artist, and sort of this relationship that they play together. Well, the artists that I'm inspired by right now are Indigenous beadwork artists. Judy Anderson, Ruth Cuthan, Nadia Mir, Dana Danger, Audie Murray, and Jeffrey Gibson in the US. But there's also like artists on Instagram who are very prominent in carrying on beadwork. Like you have Neil Perkins, who designed this beautiful necklace I'm wearing right now, and Jamie Campbell, who's also beading. So it's very difficult to draw the line on artists that I'm inspired by as an Indigenous beadwork artist, but it's very exciting to be a part of this movement. My final words that I could say is Chimigwech, merci, thank you for giving me this space to talk right now, and keep up the work at home. A lot of inspiration happens to us during these times, and it's exciting to see what we're going to be creating. See you soon.